I know you're a monster.
We're live, bro. We're on.
Boosty Nerds, episode 66.
66.
We want to be the very best, like no one ever was. And if you don't get that reference, get the fuck out. That's pretty much how it goes. But welcome, seriously. I am Fear Coach.
And I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games.
Yep, and we are live once again. You know, steal the boogie through the power of the internet. Yeah, you know,
it's such a good slogan, you know.
It's been a crazy week. I feel like I've been more social in my last 2 weeks, which is sad because COVID and everything, but I've been more social in my last 2 weeks with just like meeting up with some friends, saying hello that I haven't seen in a while, than I think I have in my whole entire fucking life. And I can promise you this much. I love people. I really do. I just do not like going out to do stuff. I am that meme of you sitting there laying in your bed like, oh, sorry, can't make it tonight. And like you're fucking happy as shit when you send that text.
Well, you're just thinking of all the different reasons why you can't be there, you know? Because as you get older, and especially if you have a mentality and mindset like I do, of anxiety all the time, like, so when somebody's like, hey, you know, we should totally go to this movie when that comes out next week, and you're like, at that moment, you're like, yeah, that sounds great. Because if the movie was happening right now, you're in. But then as that day kind of creeps up and you're like, ah, man, you just dread it.
Well, yeah, you start to think about, oh man, it's 6:00 today. I'm gonna have to be at a fucking movie.
Yeah, you just start dreading it, and you're just like, man, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting for sure. It's been a wild week, and I think I say it every week, but damn, I feel like I didn't accomplish much. But I will say this: I have taken a new turn in life, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the correct wording for it, but like I'm making changes in my life. I think that's kind of like when you're like, oh, what changes? I heard no. Okay.
Oh, am I supposed to be like, what kind of changes?
Yeah, play along. Like we've been doing this for so long. Like
we didn't script this. I'm just like,
don't just sit there and be like.
I was just like, is he gonna keep talking about stuff or what's going on?
Yeah.
What kind of changes?
Oh, lovely that you'll ask me that one. First we'll say hi to Snosy. Snosy, welcome. Seriously, welcome
what's going on,
everybody.
Snosy?
So I woke up one day and you know I kind of sent the message out on Instagram. You guys probably saw my post, and I kind of sent something out on Twitter. Uh, mental break from a lot of things. Like I was taking some time off to not only just decompress, but like get away from the world for a little bit, get some projects done that I've been putting off. Because I feel like with streaming and trying to even think about what content or what to play the night of, it really bogs me down and stresses me the fuck out. And I knew when that day was coming, like, hey, like we got to back up a little bit for this. So, like, you like video games, like video games are love, video games are life, like sex is temporary, gaming's forever, like that kind of thing. Like, but no, I took time to like decompress, and it was actually one of the best 5 days, like just of decompressing, because I felt so good when I came back.
When did you come back?
So Monday. So I took I think it was maybe a week or two ago. I think it might have been last week. I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. And obviously Saturday, Sunday I didn't work, nothing like that, but I was just like took the time to sit back and relax and think about what I want to do with streaming. Think about like, okay, where am I at? Like, what do I want to accomplish? Like, set more goals for myself, because I feel like I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at setting goals. Like I'll say I'm like we'll be chatting or something like that, and I'll say and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the fucking next top dog. Well, if you don't write that down somewhere or actually try to enforce that into your life, you'll never do it. So I told myself I wanted to get better at programming and like dedicate more time to it, because I feel like where I'm at in my career, I'm not where I should be. I feel like I'm way behind, and I feel like I'm always playing catch up. But I'm not doing anything to change it. So I kind of sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm going to set up a plan of action to get this shit done to where I can feel more successful, I guess, throughout the day. Like I feel like I waste so much of my day sleeping, dicking off. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like doing it every day and being in the work environment I am in, it's not a good idea.
Well, no, I mean your work environment is where you live. So,
Yeah.
and I think that I think most people will say that being at home working, you feel happier generally,
Oh yeah.
and you feel that you can get more things done around the house than normally would. Like you while you're at home, you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna go throw a load of laundry in, where you
Yeah.
can't do that
Yeah. I
while
mean,
you're at work.
yeah. I mean,
So,
the 10-15 minute breaks, like,
or I'm gonna
I
go, walk my dog, or I'm gonna.
oh, it's been awesome. Like every like a truly blessed one to even still have a job. Like that's just a blessing in its own. But also to like sit down and be able to work from home and have all the like I wouldn't have probably got a dog so soon if I didn't work from home, because I wouldn't be able to give the dog its time. This dog's out of the cage most of its day, and that's what's awesome about it. And like the training part of it, the just the flexibility definitely in my day is awesome. But I felt like even though working from home, I felt like I could get more done. I think I overwhelmed myself with how much I could get done. So I just decided to do nothing. I mean, that's the honesty of it, is like,
That's
oh
actually a
yeah.
pretty typical response
Yeah.
when people feel that they have too much going on. Sometimes it's that whole sort of fight or flight thing, and since you really
Mhm.
can't fight, you just kind of
Yeah.
stop fighting.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's just like this. It's just like, oh man, I can paint there. I can paint that room. I can paint that room. I can paint that room. And then, oh, I could clean a house today. I could do all the laundry. I could do this, that, this, and like you're like, oh, well, where do I even fucking start? You're like, I have no idea where to go
Yeah,
from here.
that's pretty much my everyday, man. Like
Yeah,
it because I actually
endless
leave.
possibilities.
You know what I mean? Because like I actually am. I'm
Yeah.
still going to work. I'm still going in every day,
Oh, for sure.
and
Yeah.
I mean by the time that I get home, and I've been having to work over,
Mhm.
because like we're completely understaffed and we've been busy, and that's not a slam on my company. I'm very thankful that I still have a job. I'm not bitching about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting home like all last week. I didn't get home. The earliest I got home was 5:45, and this
Yeah.
is I know I'm normally supposed to be off at 5 o'clock, and it only takes me about 15 minutes to get home. So the
Mhm.
earliest I got home last week was 5:45. I've been getting home
Yeah.
around 6:30, 7 o'clock is like the average. By the time that I
Mhm.
had to run to the grocery store or whatever, you're staying at work till 6:15. Yeah, so that's been my life. Um, And
Yeah.
I'm like, I have all these things I need to get done. But then now the time shift, you come home at 6 o'clock. It's dark as shit outside.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, I just noticed myself like after the work shift or something like that. Like, believe me, I take way more breaks now than I probably ever have in any kind of work environment, just because you have the availability to do it. There ain't no boss breathing down your neck saying, "Hey, where the fuck you going?" Nah,
right,
and it's just like I'm getting up. I'm gonna go downstairs, make a fucking sandwich.
right.
Like, I mean, but it also is like super nice because like I make a sandwich and I get the hour lunch, make a sandwich, eat it, and it takes me 15 minutes. I go lay down for 45 minutes. Um, that's what inside lights are for. I mean, probably right, maybe. But it just comes down to like I feel like I have so much time and I don't know where is the most important to spend that time. So what I started doing was, and then like I wasn't getting any better at like programming, like with my job. Like I felt like I hate being needy. Like I want to be independent. I don't want to feel like I need to ask you every single time, is this the correct way to do something?
Inside lights. That's, it's true. You can get a lot with the inside lights done. But you know what you can't do is you can't come home at 6:30 at night and cut your grass. It's pretty hard.
No.
It's pretty hard to see.
Well, especially with this, like especially like I said, with that nighttime shift, like if you can't do it because you're not gonna be able to do it during the week when you're working. So your only other option is, man, Saturday when you wake up, you got to go cut
I
grass.
gotta, and that's if your grass hasn't gotten to the point where it looks like Jurassic Park outside.
Yeah. But so kind of along the lines of
I
the
walked
self.
out to my shed this past weekend,
Yeah.
and I was just looking to see what was in there, and I swear to God, I heard velociraptors out there. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
that's such a great movie. But anyway,
But yeah, no. So I started a book, and those who know me know I don't read. I don't like reading. I never liked reading. But I'm like, man, I hear a lot of smart people read.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start up Audible. I got a
Oh,
book
so
by
good.
I got a book called Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. And right now it's Matthew McConaughey reads the book. He's the only person that reads the book on Audible. So I guess you feel more connected because
Sure.
but it's such a great book. And
She's also got like a really cool voice to listen to anyway, so
yeah, exactly. So I sat there and I started the book on Friday, and I love it. It's a great book, all that stuff. Like, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up reading. I'm gonna try to do like 15-20 minutes a day of reading. Nothing crazy because I don't like it. I'm not gonna. It's not like a smoker like saying I've been smoking for 18 years and I think fuck it. Today I'm just stopping.
Today
Like,
I
no.
quit. I just don't want to anymore. Fuck it.
Like, so I was like, no, let me sit down and do small increments. And then I told myself every day I want to do 1 hour of coding. Well, every day. Whether that's like during my lunch break, and that's kind of what I've been doing is mainly during my lunch break. I knock out of an hour of my own project coding. And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to break up things. I'm trying to like, what is your one task for the day? That's all you want to get done for the day. Don't think about the other things, just one task. It could be fucking, I wiped my ass today. And
No,
that is
that's
my task.
that's not a task. That's something that you probably should do.
I mean, I probably should, but
It's like getting up. Like, okay, my task today is I'm going to get up and go to work. No, that's you need money so you can pay your bills. So you pretty
Yeah,
much have to do that. But I know what you're
so-
saying. You got to set
Yeah.
like little small goals, right? Like, so today, maybe you got like 20 boxes that are still from where you were moved. You're like, you know what, today I'm gonna unpack 2 boxes. My goal is to get 2 boxes unpacked today, and if I get nothing else done but those 2 boxes, then I have achieved my goal.
yeah, that's kind of how I feel right now. Like, I'm just like, I have so much I can do. If I don't start breaking it up and stop doing this whole like, oh, there's so much I can do, and then not doing anything, I'm gonna hate my life. And
Thanks for the share
yeah,
and the
appreciate
like,
you.
Trudy. Thank you. We appreciate it.
So I've been dedicating the time to doing it, and like just trying to focus more on getting stuff done and being productive, and it's tough. Like people like, yeah, I always see those videos and like I'm always willing to try it. Like train like Dwayne The Rock Johnson for a day, like live his schedule for a day.
Yeah, no way.
And I'm like,
he didn't just like wake up one day and that was his life though. Like that was a gradual, eventual thing.
Oh, I know. But like you see like these most successful people and like Elon Musk. I don't know, maybe a lot of people don't know this, but Elon Musk plans his day out in 5-minute intervals. The whole day in 5-minute intervals. Because he says I set goals every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
For those. And I'm like what is it? Fucking all right, so 10 o'clock, I'm going to type on the computer. 10:05, I'm going to hit spacebar.
No, I don't think it's like that. I really think that he takes a 5-minute interval and he figures out everything that he wants to try and get done for the day. And if he can't figure it out in that 5 minutes, he ain't doing it.
I'm like, that is crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, you're going to be like, damn, I completed 155,000 tasks today. I'm a beast.
I don't think he's breaking his day down into 5-minute segments. I don't think that's what that statement means.
Yes,
I think
that's what he does.
I think
5-minute segments.
He plans his day in 5 minutes at a time. He's like, all right, so today we're going to do the 5 minutes. This is the things I want to get done. So when he gets those things done, then he's like, cool, I've got 5 more minutes. Let's figure out what else we can get done. I don't think he's like, I'm going to take down the 12 hours I'm awake, 5 minutes each. I don't think it's like that at all.
Maybe. Boys just got to add my one nerd thing this podcast. I have a set goal every day to play Animal Crossing for an hour.
Bravo. And man, I have learned so much to appreciate this game also because of my goal. I collected all of the spooky set. You know, I didn't even get to do Animal Crossing for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even turn my system on, so that's awesome. But you're right. I'm overwhelmed with stuff like that, and Aaron is much the same way as me because what he does is it's like my games, right? I have so many games right now that last night I was like, you know what? I'm going to just play some games. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to worry about it. But then I run into the same problem where I'm like, where do I
start?
What do I play? I have no idea what to play. I was like, I have all these games I've started. I could go back and I was like, I don't really want to do that. And then before you know it, an hour and a half, 2 hours went by. I still haven't even touched a damn controller. And so.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, right there. I mean, it just sitting down and saying like, man, I'm going to set a goal and play Animal Crossing for 1 hour a day. Your goals don't have to be these life-changing goals. It's just something you want to do.
See, I have to start getting some stuff done here, but I'm overwhelmed. I'm like you. I look at everything that needs done, and I can't get anything done. And all I do is focus on the things that I can't get done right now, and not the things that I can get done. So, but dude, honestly, go back and time travel if you didn't get all the Halloween stuff or you want to. I say go back is fine. Going forward's terrible.
Well, look at me, for instance, okay? I'm going to go downstairs after this podcast, and I'm going to set up my damn Christmas tree.
I can't believe you've already got a Christmas tree.
Because it's already out of the box.
It's November the 8th, man.
And it's going to look great all fucking 2 months.
It's you know what? It's going to look beautiful. It's going to look awesome. I'm going to get my Vader tree set up again this year, my white Christmas tree.
You should get a big Christmas tree.
I don't want a big Christmas tree because then I have to store this big Christmas tree. And I think we've all noticed that I have enough shit. If you look behind me, there's a bunch of shit I don't have anywhere to put it right now. So yeah, let's go get me some more stuff that I don't have anywhere to go with. So yeah, let's do that.
If you're smart about it, you can just put it back in the same box.
You know what I might do is I might just keep the tree completely put together and just leave it in your old room.
You're just gonna leave the tree in the room?
Yeah, when I'm done with it, I'll just take it and put it in that old room out there.
You could put the whole box out there, yeah.
No, I'd leave it set up. That way it's just ready for next year.
It won't fit through the door.
It depends on how big of a tree you get.
Well, that's true. I was going to say, I mean, that's not a bad idea.
No, I don't want a giant Christmas tree. I'm saying that now, but then I'm going to be like, you know what? I would like to have a Christmas tree in front of that window. Because I know myself. But
it looks good.
It does look good in front of that window. It really does.
Even if you just stage that side, like there's actually no fucking lights on the back half. It's kind of like most people don't know this. When they do funerals and stuff, you know that they're not wearing anything on their backside. Yes. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
It's just the top half that are closed.
Well, it's not really the top half. It's just that it's like a flap in the back. It's not like they cut the back of your shirt open, so that way they can get it on you. Because I mean, you're fucking dead.
Yeah,
you're not really gonna be like moving around like, hey, put this shirt on.
But like, do that with a tree though. Like a tree, just like you decorate the only one half. Like there ain't no.
You only
lights on
decorate the
back.
front half, the half that everybody sees.
Yeah. Oh, that's how we used to decorate the one tree. Like when we tucked it in the corner, like we would struggle to fit all the ornaments on it because like we're only really covering like 3/4 of a tree. Like there's a whole nother quarter. But our dog went fucking nuts over the tree. It was so funny.
I'm actually really not upset that I don't have any pets this year. I mean, I think eventually I'm gonna
You
probably
didn't have a pet before.
For Christmas, like it was really easy for me to put stuff up in my house, but when I had Mo, he used to like knock shit off the tree, and he'd eat if we had tinsel or whatever, he'd eat that. The one time he jumped in the tree upstairs, it was a nightmare. he
Cats love trees.
hit panther mode, like he's like, I'm gonna scale up this tree, and you ain't got no claws, dude. Like you ain't scaling up nothing.
Cats love trees.
They
They love
love
staying
them.
inside them.
They love them.
Yeah, no, the only thing I worry about with dogs is like their tails and stuff. Like when it wags around, it'll knock the ornaments off.
Well,
And then you'll have
your
to.
old dog had like the biggest tail. It was a big long tail, and like when she'd whip that thing around, man, it was like getting hit with a stick.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. I guess goals is good. Setting goals is good.
Yeah,
I
more of the
I think moral of the story is, and I think that that's really what I need to do too, because you and I mentally we're very similar in
Oh yeah.
that we get overwhelmed, and I think that you get overwhelmed less than I do. Where like it's completely just crippling to me, whereas you are just like whatever, I'm just gonna go to bed. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you don't even let it
Yeah.
bother you. You're like whatever, I'm just going to
Sure.
bed. Going to bed. Me, I'm like I can't sleep. I can't do anything. I can't focus on anything. It's absolutely crippling. But the part where we differ is that you're very like you are distracted very easily, like very
Yeah.
easily. And when you don't have a list of things that you're trying to get done all at once, like what you said, like setting your goals, you get overwhelmed. You're like, I could do this, but I could do this thing over here. So you'll be working on this other project, and you go, "Ooh, I could paint over there." And then you go get the damn paint can, and then you're gonna start painting. So that's why I think
Yeah.
you have to have that.
Yeah. When you look at everything, you never complete any task. I made a goal when I first moved into my house to spend 1 hour every day improving my house. That can be as simple as hanging a picture, but only 1 hour, especially on the weekdays. And it's helped me tremendously, but not feeling anxiety all the time for all the things I need to do. And yeah, that's kind of the point. Like it doesn't always have to be this tremendous amount of time. I mean, it could be, damn, I'm gonna replace that light bulb today. Like I need to replace all the light bulbs in my house. That maybe take you 20 minutes. It'll take you longer to get off the ladder to take the little globe thing off, and that's about it. And that's kind of how I feel. Is just like today was like I because I did it for Halloween. I kept having stuff come up or stuff to do, and I'm like, okay, well, this Saturday, hey, we're gonna go get some decorations. Well, Saturday rolls around and I'm fucking painting. I'm not getting decorations that day, and by the time I do that, it's I mean, it just comes down to like, man, there's so much I have to do, and then things get in the way. Things distract me, and like, oh well, I can't. I painted today. I don't really feel like going out now and getting decorations. So that's why like today was like perfect because we were both off and we were like, let's get some Christmas decoration.
My
So
goal yesterday was much the same goal I'd already told you about earlier today about getting the game room done, but I found myself just like almost like needing like a mental break, right? Like, and I feel
yeah,
like because I go at it so hard sometimes when with everything that I'm doing, and it just seems like I'm moving shit back and forth, and I'm not actually making any progress. And I told you, like, it cripples me to the point where I'm just like I can't get anything done.
yeah,
So yesterday I got online, and the one guy I follow on Twitter, that Wario64, I told you he always has a bunch of really cool deals of the day and
mhm,
sales and stuff. Like if you're on Twitter, go follow Wario64. He talks about all the really good Blu-ray DVD sales, all the good video game sales. He tells you like when consoles are available, when Steam's running stuff, PlayStation Store. Like he's a great guy to follow.
oh yeah,
And
for
all
sure.
these companies basically send him these things like, hey, this is when our sales are running. It's not like this guy sits around and does research. Like they send the shit to him and say, this is when we're doing it. And he's like,
Yeah,
cool. So he'll have copies of the ad, and he's awesome. I found a ton of great deals on that. So I got up
for
yesterday and
sure.
I looked, and as much as I hate GameStop, I do feel like they're trying to improve their status in life. Their new app is actually decent, but it still can't handle increased amounts of traffic. So that's, but it's they're making steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
Still pissed off at them for canceling some of my amiibo pre-orders and stuff. Like I'm not past that. I'm probably never gonna get past that. But so one of the deal of the day was they had this wireless phone charger for iPhones and Samsungs and stuff. Is the Millennium Falcon, and I was like, well, that's pretty dope. I kind of want that, and it was 50% off deal of the day, and I was like, ah, oh, cool. So I looked. My store had one, so I actually bought it and I went. That's trip because I ended up going to Walmart and I ended up going to GameStop and I ended up going someplace else. At one point, I actually got lunch, sat in my car, rolled down the windows, sun was shining in on me, and I'm just eating lunch in my car, like, this is kind of nice. Just in a parking lot, like
Oh yeah.
completely away from everybody. By the time I got home, it was probably 6 o'clock, and this was a
Oh
thing
yeah.
that was it should have been I don't know like an hour round trip there back and could have stopped, got lunch and everything in only an hour, and I was gone for like 5 or 6 hours yesterday.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
just
it
need a
happens to
mental
be.
breakdown.
It happens, and it helps. Like I said, I've gotten better at just because I mean, like right here, like I went out bought a notepad and like to take notes and stuff, and I'm like, I'm just gonna write it down. Maybe that will help, and it does. Like I take notes every day, and then I start to use my whiteboard board of just like tasks I want to get done for the day, and just like check them off. Because like mentally, I see the check mark, and I'm like, damn man, this week was productive. This week was good.
I feel like this week was not productive for me
Yeah,
personally. So, but
I think
but in a
my
way,
week.
it really was.
Yeah,
Like last week, I got my
yeah.
shelves. I got almost all my games on the shelves, and then this week, I haven't even been getting home till almost 7 o'clock. So no, this week was basically a bust.
Well, me and you are both living this lifestyle of we're treating it like it's a sprint when it's a marathon.
No, I need to get it done. Like
Oh,
this
I know.
behind me is so upsetting to me that I'm having a hard time even focusing on the show right now because I can't stand
Yeah,
this.
it's okay. It's okay. I know, but like I know with like things in my house that I want
I'm
to get
about to move
done.
the damn computer downstairs where it's not messy just so I feel like I can focus.
It's fair. But I know sometimes I treat it like it's a sprint and it's a marathon. Like there's so much stuff that I want to do with the house and so many like paths I want to go with, and I'm like, oh my god, just give me like an unlimited amount of money to do it, and I would make that my whole like that would be my 5 days a week type thing. But I mean, it's
I'm
been
pretty
tough.
upset with work right now. It's consuming most of my time. This hour shift backwards. I always adjust to that. I think better than I think most people do than the shift forward. That's pretty terrible. But
Yeah.
it's so damn dark right now. Like
Oh my god.
when
When
I
six
wake up in
o'clock
the
rolls
morning,
around,
it's dark, and then when I'm on my way to work, the sun is just now starting to come up, and it's right in my damn
yeah.
face on the way to work. And then when I'm going home, it's dark. So that's fun.
Well, you personally you start to feel like there's nothing you can do. Like it feels because 6 o'clock rolls around and it's pitch fucking black outside, and
And
you're
and
like,
it feels like it's 10 o'clock at night. You're like, oh man, I need to go to bed.
yeah, you're like, oh my god, I'm tired. Like
Like your
me, like
instincts tell you when it's dark outside, it's probably time to go to bed.
yes, everything does take longer. For sure. I mean, anybody like for me, I'm like, oh man, I could paint that thing in 2 days.
Well,
I mean, it's been a week.
it's because you and your dad both, Dr. Bias, um, you guys all have the same estimation on time for everything. Every project you guys have ever done is only going to take 10 minutes.
Yeah, we could be rebuilding all of Rome. Should only take about 2 days.
It's only going to take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And
So
these 10-minute jobs span out into an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 days. You
month.
know, like it's just how it is.
Yeah.
The entire Bias family does suffer from seasonal depression. I have contemplated many nights this week wondering what bullets taste like. No, I'm just kidding. I don't own a gun. Um,
But I do own a knife. That ain't no
but I've
knife.
got a really big knife.
Yeah. Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, no. I mean, it does suck, and when you don't get stuff done or if you don't complete your goals, it pisses you off, especially being a homeowner and stuff. Because you're like, man, I just want everybody when they walk into my house be like, holy shit.
Man, your house is awesome. And right now I've got 3 rooms that serve no function. None. They have 0 function.
I just like it's just like I want to go in. I want to go into the future and like see what our rooms look like once everything's done. Like I go into the future and like I talk to the future guy, whoever is driving the car to get me to the future or whatever it is. Be like, I just want to go to the point in the future where I'm done with all the projects in the house. I just want to see what it looks like. That way I know I'll get there.
Are you all caught up on The Mandalorian?
Yes.
You watched the first 2 episodes?
Yes. Watched
Okay.
both of them. Sat down.
How good was that
75
opening
pizza rolls.
though? The opening
Dude, I
of
ate
this
seven.
month.
I ate 75 pizza rolls while watching Mandalorian.
It's so good. Like I thought the first episode was like I mean the second one was
Oh,
really good too, but the first one was
so
solid.
the first one, I mean, I don't know. We're not doing any spoilers. It's only
No.
been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's only been 2 weeks.
I will say I did Google a certain question. I was 99.9% sure I was right on whose it was.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Like we can use these code words. It's actually nice. I know who it was. And then like the second episode, in my opinion, was it was a cutesy episode.
I thought it was fine. Yeah, I mean it was definitely
I
a
thought
filler.
it was okay.
It was definitely a filler fluff episode. It was, but it was fine.
I mean, you just kind of laugh and like we made jokes that a certain someone on the show was kind of like our dog when it comes to just eating things. Won't name any names, but it was just funny. It was good. I think it was definitely, like I said, it was filler, and kind of the ending kind of shocked me. I didn't understand that completely on why everything how it kind of broke down at the end. So
Yeah, I don't really want to go into it because of spoilers.
yeah, like
and
it didn't make sense. But next week we're gonna go over episode 1, because it will always be 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to watch the episode.
Yeah, we try to be like pretty considerate and not give spoilers to the show because
I will say people are pretty good at that for Mandalorian. Like I was shocked.
well, part of it is that the show only comes out once a week, and I feel like people are watching it.
Yeah, I mean, I got on there Saturday and like because I didn't watch. I watched the first 2 episodes back to back.
Hey, thanks for the
So-
share, Bailey. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
We're getting,
so I
we're getting
watched
all the shares on the Facebook today. So
Yeah, I watched it back to back. So I didn't know what happened in the first one until I watched it.
yeah,
So thank you everybody on Twitter for not spoiling like a bunch of dickheads.
I have to say, yeah, like I don't feel that overall they're doing a lot of spoilers on social media, which is pretty good.
And then also you got to kind of remember what was kind of going on this week and last
Yeah, there
week.
was a lot. There was a big thing going on. I think with I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I don't care at all. I could give 2 shits. But yeah, so I went. I've made over the last couple of weeks. You know, I go to the guard tower quite a bit. Shout out to the guard tower east on in Reynoldsburg for anybody in the 614 whatever area code you want to go check out an awesome game shop. Go up there and give those guys all your money. They have about every board game that you would ever want. They have Pokemon cards and Magic cards and
sleeves,
paints and sleeves and all kinds of great stuff. And it's owned by a bunch of really awesome, very, very nice, friendly people. Anyway, I plug them all the time. I'm going to tell them that I plugged them on this show and see if they'll give me like a bigger discount, like 1%. And I'll plug their show or their store every week. I don't care. But anyway, so I go there. And I had like one goal in mind, and you know me, I can't go into the guard tower without at least dropping $100 bill. Yeah. Every time I go there, it's either like, oh, I'm going to get these Magic decks, or I'm going to get, you know, this board game that I was looking at for a while, or whatever. So I was very proud of myself. I went the other night, and my goal was I needed to get some 4-row of the boxes to store Magic cards in because I'm going to take all my stuff out of folders. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't want to deal with them anymore. So I bought 3 boxes, empty boxes. They were like $3 or $4 a piece. I don't remember. And I bought one miniature that they finally had in stock. It was a beholder that I'm going to paint. And that was it. I spent less than $20. I couldn't believe it. Because the last time I was in there, I spent Well, we're not going to talk about how much I spent the last time that I was in
He's
there
gonna be
because
like
it's it's
$600.
not important. Well, when I bought all those Warlock tile things, I spent over $400.
Yeah.
They were getting ready to close that night, and they were like, I actually overheard them saying, "Oh, well, I don't know that we're going to hit our sales goal for the day," and I don't remember what it was. And then I went up and I dropped the stuff in the thing, and then they just both looked really happy. So
That's one way to do it.
But it's hard to go in that store and not give them money. So when I was up there, I talked to them about Commander Legends. And I know that your dad's pretty excited about it. I'm excited about it. I think Dr. Bias is going to play with us. I think you're in for a couple games.
Are you doing the pre-release for Kaladesh on MTG Arena?
When is the pre-release for Kaladesh?
I think the 12th.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm already investing a lot of money in actual Magic cards this month. I don't know that I have the money to do
13.
That too. Maybe.
Yeah, no, like they have a setup there right now. I think it's 12. It's like you have like 3 draft coins, 6 packs. I think the Kaladesh avatar.
It's probably like $40 or $50.
It's 30.
Oh yeah, I might pick that up because I thought Kaladesh was fun.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was watching because after the set comes out, my Teamer deck is no longer legal. Right?
Your Teamer deck hasn't been legal for a long time.
My Teamer ramp deck?
Oh.
That I'm playing right now?
No, your set will be fine. Kaladesh is for Pioneer. It's not for Standard.
It's not for Standard?
No. Kaladesh is an old set, homie.
I know Kaladesh is an old set. I thought it was just like it's just like Standard. It's just like what's the one set? Yeah.
They did Amonkhet Remastered. Those cards aren't in Standard unless they're in a Standard legal set. So they put those in for old formats like Pioneer and Historic.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only reason those are in there. And they're going to keep doing sets like that to get more old cards into the format. But it makes kind of sense. So what they did is they kind of cherry picked what they consider to be some of the best cards from that entire block and then kind of put them in one set.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better.
No, your set will be fine for a while. I actually think that you've got probably another year or two on that at least.
Yeah. I got a question that I need to hear debated, boys. All right, Doctor.
All right,
we'll make this the closing one because
hit us with it. But yeah, so no, I ended up actually I'm going to be getting a box of Commander Legends. I actually am buying the collector's boosters because you get more rares per pack, and I like foil cards and shiny cards, but I'm not drafting with that one. That one's just for me. And then I got a regular set of boosters from Amazon. It was actually cheaper to go through Amazon than it was anybody else. So
yeah,
so I'm pretty excited. Are you guys are in for doing some sealed or draft or whatever?
I think I'm gonna do it. I just don't think I'm gonna keep the cards.
You don't have to. You can use ours.
Well, like I said, I just don't think I'm gonna keep them personally.
I know you're not really a Commander player, so.
Well, it's not even for the Commander part of it. It's just I don't need cards. Like the only way I would even start quote unquote getting cards is hang on, we're gonna get to that question in a sec. Like the paper cards, like if I'm gonna get back into paper, it's gonna be one, play Standard competitively.
Sure.
Once COVID's done, drop my money there, or 2, to sell cards, to strictly sell cards.
I think that Standard is waste. I've always felt that Standard is a wasted format, and I think it's a wasted.
I don't think it's a waste on MTG Arena. I just think paper.
No, Arena, I think it's fine.
Paper formatted, because like I said, dude, I dropped $200 on MTG Arena, and I have 3 of the top tier decks, and I'm happy with that.
You have 3 of the top tier decks, and then you have enough cards that you can make as many casual fun decks as you want to make. You actually got to play in some drafts. You got to do some events.
Well, I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, I have 3 of these top tier decks, and like in all honesty, like I'm $200 deep. I'm not $1,200 deep to have 3 top tier decks.
Plus, when a new set comes out, do you feel like you had to drop $200 again? You dropped $200 so that way you could catch up with everything that was in Standard.
Yeah, I don't know. If I drop $100 a month, I'd be happy. But I
think that I've always felt that Standard is a waste. And if you don't ditch your cards while they're at a good value, then a lot of times they end up being nothing because not all those cards are going to be good in older formats. I mean, we already know that. You get a few gems like Collected Company. That card's holding its value. Stuff like the fetch lands and stuff like that. But overall, you go back and look at almost all the stuff from Khans of Tarkir block when you guys are playing, there might be 15 total cards that are still holding their value or exceeding their value as to what
For
they
sure.
were before. So
For sure.
that's why I say if you want to do cards and you want to do physical cards, stick with Eternal format, stick with Modern, stick with Pioneer,
Something that's going to last you years.
stick with Commander, stick with. That's why I play Commander, because my cards are good forever. But I don't have to keep buying cards to. I can keep playing that same deck forever. I don't ever. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go bad. But to go out and just buy booster boxes of cards, I'm not doing that anymore. The only reason I'm getting Commander Legends is because I think that it's going to be good for Commander.
If I go out and buy booster boxes, it's going to be like a once a year weekend long event.
Sure,
like, hey, we're going to have the family over, eight man draft pods, and we're just going to.
Because you got to admit, it's fun. Sitting around drafting is fun.
It's fun, and I especially like it more now, just because like how many people in the family actually are into Magic, and they understand it. It's not like where before it was pretty much me, you, and Danny. We knew how to play pretty well. Okay, let's throw them in a draft pod. Our decks are just smashing the fuck out of them.
Yeah,
and, like,
but now Noah plays, and he's pretty good.
Noah plays. Noah's a very religious drafter. Like,
he's very
I saw him play. And the last 2 times I've watched him, he's won 5 games every time he's drafted.
Yeah, no, Noah's very good. Your dad's pretty good at draft. He's pretty good. And I'll be honest with you, your sister, when she was playing, she wasn't a terrible drafter.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get to Dr. Bias's question.
Is it a douche move to go back in time if you failed to sell the turnips at a good price? I'm
gonna go with no. I'm gonna go yes. It is a douche move.
Okay, you think it's a douche move?
I'm gonna take my stance on douche move.
I feel that if you just forgot, no. I feel like if you got busy and you couldn't play, no, I don't think it's a douche move. But I know that if you go back or forward too far, your turnips will rot. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah. So if you go back in time, so say like Saturday, I'm selling my turnips for 48, whatever. So 48, and then tomorrow it's for 35.
Yeah.
That's a douche move because you know what the price was. You're just going back to make more money.
The prices are actually random. Even if you went back in time to that previous day,
he probably doesn't know that.
I still think that they might wilt because it'll think that a full week went by.
Yeah. So
I think moving forward with turnips is fine, but I think going back is bad.
Yeah, and the other thing is you have going back in time for gain is another thing. Like, it's different. Oh man, I missed an event. I didn't do the Easter event. I want the Easter stuff. Okay, go back and do it. But like, to go back consistently. So say you blow through the Easter stuff. And then you're like, man, I'm going back through again. I'm just going to keep going back in time for gain and always keep stacking up the cash. That's fucked up. Because like,
I'm okay with people going back, especially if it's stuff that you missed. Not to go back and redo stuff you've already done, but if you missed it and you didn't get a chance to experience it and you want to play the content,
yes, that's fine.
I don't have a problem with that.
That's fine, because to sit there and expect you to be able to play a game every single day that it's out, just not okay.
It's
we
not
all
realistic.
have stuff. We all have lives.
I have a lot to do. And okay, first of all, I've put 240 hours into Animal Crossing. I've got a new Switch now, right? And I can't transfer my island to the new Switch. So if you best believe that if I start a new island, I'm going to be time traveling like Doc Brown and Marty McFly. Like, but I'm not going to go forward. I'm not going to go ahead of what's already available. Like, I've already done all those events.
Don't mess up the time-space continuum.
I mean, will it suck? Yeah, I wish I could transfer my island because I already had all the fossils and stuff on the one island. And honestly, it's been kind of discouraging for me to even pick up the game because I kind of don't really want to start over, but I know that I kind of have to.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. Here's the thing: the more you postpone it, the farther you have to catch up.
I mostly missed.
But the difference is like you can catch up pretty quick. The real question is, will your Switch go 88 miles per hour? Yes, and you will see some serious shit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely will. So I've got 2 Nintendo Switches now because I guess I'm cool. I don't know. But my Animal Crossing save is on my old one, so I could. I mean, it's not like it went anywhere. I can load that bad boy up and I can play it, but it just kind of. I feel like it kind of just defeats the purpose of having the new Switch. So I think I'll start
I
a new
agree.
island and
Who
like,
knows?
especially with the knowledge that I have now, because I feel like when I started doing the landscaping and stuff, I feel like I made mistakes. How I set up all the people's houses and stuff, I feel like I made mistakes. With the information I have now, I feel like I could maybe do a better job of that without having to spend so much time and money
Hmm.
writing all the mistakes I made when I started. So,
Yeah, for
so no,
sure. They need like
I
a massive
personally,
correction.
I personally don't feel like it's a douche move as long as it's like a genuine I missed it and I kind of just want to go back. Like if you forgot or you had stuff going on,
It's not for
that
personal gain.
that's way different. But like he said, if you're just trying to go back and get
Be a money whore.
the multiples of everything. I mean, I have not much room to speak because some guy invited me to his island the one time, and I went to his island, and he had all these like duplicated items on the ground. I mean, they were clearly not real legitimate items, and in fact, I'm pretty sure if I turn my Switch on, they're probably out of my inventory now because I think Nintendo went through and got rid of a lot of the hack stuff. But I already had sold a bunch of the stuff to the marketplace, and I was like, okay, cool. So I have a ton of money on the one island. So I mean, I don't think I get to keep that, but you
Who
know,
knows?
but
Who
I
knows?
didn't dupe it. You know, I didn't make duplicates of the island. I didn't hack it. That guy
It
did.
wasn't me.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm gonna take free money. I mean,
for sure, for sure.
so.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have so
So
much stuff to do. Like I'm
I
struggling
have a
to
lot
focus.
to do too. I
Yeah.
played Vader Immortal last night in VR.
Nice.
It's not really a game so much as it is more like an interactive Star Wars movie. And I tell you, it was actually really cool. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $20. So
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, cool. And I feel like you can get through the whole thing in about 2.5 hours, maybe. Like,
Hmm.
not even really trying that hard because I don't really think that you can die. So I did like the first chapter. When I got to the end, like Vader is standing there in front of me and he's talking, and like his lightsaber is glowing. We just got through this badass fighting these robots that came out of the walls and stuff. Like we were fighting together, and I was like, that was pretty cool. So
Thanks, Dad.
I was like, it's my dad. So I don't
That's
know.
funny.
I got a bunch of shit too. So first thing I got to find my notebook, and if I can't find my notebook, I'm gonna go buy a notebook so I can write down my little goals and stuff on it. But I'm glad you're getting into the audiobooks, man. I've read a ton of books. Well, listened
I
to a ton
loved
of
it.
books.
I love it. I love it, and it's super nice. And actually, they've already done tests. You not having the book and listening to it, you get the same, if not more, from the Audible book. Like as far as knowledge.
Yeah, well, I'm
Obviously, it
able
depends
to.
on what you're doing. If you're sitting
Yeah,
there doing other shit and then listening to the book at the same time, yeah, you might miss some key stuff. But
my thing is like so I listen to audiobooks at work,
yeah,
and I've been going through and listening to the Harry Potter books because the last time I read them was when the last book came out, so that's been a while ago, and I was kind of like I kind of would just like to reread them just for my own shits and
yeah,
giggles. So I'm on book. I just started book 6, and I just started reading the Harry Potter books again back in October. So I've
yeah.
made it through 5 books just at work.
They said
I don't listen to them at home or anything, just
yeah,
at work.
the average person doesn't read a book a year.
And well, at this point, I've read this year. I've probably read 7 or 8 books, which is a lot for me. I went from reading like hardly nothing. And I'm good with the audiobooks unless someone is either A, talking to me, B, I have to type like an email. Like the second that I have to put words to paper, I can't. The book is dead to me. But like if I'm just sitting there typing in part numbers or whatever for for the orders that I process, it's fine. But the second that I have to actually put my thoughts onto paper and be like, all right, so you need to do this thing and fix this thing, like I have to pause it and stop, or I'm completely lost. So there's a lot of tasks
Yeah.
I can do.
I feel like that's why,
Reading,
like,
no, I can't
yeah,
read and listen at the same time. Like I can't do both.
yeah. I'm the same way. I really enjoy the Audible books. Like I said, I listen to them in the car, when I cut the grass, stuff like that. That doesn't take any mental power out of me.
No, I
Um,
listen to them now when I'm driving, when I'm just driving around. Where, like, I love music. Don't get me wrong, but like sometimes I don't want to listen to music, and lately I haven't really felt like listening to music.
Yeah.
But what I will say, when I drive to your dad's house, it's like 40 minutes from here. So that's the last time I went to help him go put up his shelves. I got like 80 minutes of listening. I got an hour and 20 minutes of listening
Oh, I
time
know. That's
of a
yeah.
book. And on a
Yeah.
20-hour book, that's a pretty good chunk of it. So
Oh, for sure. I mean, like I said, because one, the person that's reading to you is going to read 10 times faster than what you can fucking read. Most
no,
people.
I read fast, but I've heard that listening to a book being read to you is honestly, they said, the best way to experience a book. And they said
Well, yeah,
because like
they
when you're
they
reading a
do the
book, right?
voices.
Well, the voices are cool, but like when you read a book, when you read anything, a lot of times you skip over words.
Mhm.
You and your brain kind of fills in what it might mean. So like there's parts of some of these books that I've already read that I didn't even realize I forgot that they were even in the book. I don't remember
Yeah.
them being in the book, and I'm like, that happened in this book.
Yeah.
So
Well, I started listening to The Hobbit,
oh, such a
and
good book.
then like I just
Did
got
you
to
get
the
the one
part
with the
like
one British guy reading it?
I don't know. I got the top rated one.
I got the one where the one British guy, he does all the voices of the dwarves and stuff. And I tell you, man, when he does like,
Oh, he was doing voices. He was doing
yeah,
voices.
it might be the same one if you got it off of Audible, because there was like two different versions of it on there, and the one I got, man, like that guy that reads it, when he does the voices for the 12 different dwarves, like I know which dwarf is talking just by the voice that he's doing.
Yeah,
So he was
I
good.
got to the part where Gandalf basically rolled up to his house and was like, "Good morning." And he's like, "Is it? You mean good as in it is a morning and it just so happens to be good?" Like all this stuff, and then the doors started showing up at his house,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where I'm at.
All right. Last little topic, and then we're gonna close it down because we're talking about the Hobbit, and I want to think about it before we go. So the Hobbit movies, right? A lot of people were like, "Oh, they weren't very good, and the book was better and stuff." So you've read
Disagree.
the Hobbit, right? Like you've read the book,
Once, yeah.
so
one
you
time.
know the basic story, right?
Yeah.
And did you feel that the Hobbit movies were not good? Because I feel like they were pretty good.
The only movie that I feel like was just kind of there, and they can all agree it was just kind of there, and it wasn't really needed, was Battle of the Five Armies or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because
But
they
at the
mentioned
same
that.
time,
And
it was just a big epic battle. Like it was
it
awesome.
really was.
Yeah, it was just one big epic battle. But like Desolation of Smog, all this
the
stuff.
first two
like,
parts were awesome.
I was not disappointed. I'm not mad that they made the movies. I think the movies were beautifully done, and I think that it's a great movie. It's a great time killer. It's just same reason why Lord of the Rings have so much watchability. You can watch Lord of the Rings over and over and over again and still love that fucking movie. May even love it more.
I love. I've actually really grown to appreciate the extended versions of Lord of the Rings, and I actually really like because I've bought them. I think I don't know on DVD and digital and Blu-ray and who knows what else. And believe it or not, when because they're releasing the Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy on 4K Blu-ray this December, and I'm gonna buy them again on because I want to watch those movies in the highest definition quality possible. The box sets come with both the theatrical versions and the extended versions. I've never seen the extended versions of the Hobbit movies, but I don't know. I've heard that they're actually worse than the theatrical ones. But the extended version of Fellowship of the Ring and the extended version of The Two Towers make those movies better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The extended version of Return of the King was just too damn long. Like it was. I mean, you are enjoying it until you get to probably about the last 35, 40 minutes, and then
it's like it adds almost an extra hour.
Christ.
It almost adds an extra hour, I'm pretty sure.
So, but I guess a lot of people's biggest gripe with the Hobbit movies was all the stuff that they added. But the original Hobbit story was supposed to be kind of like a kid's book, and when you actually are reading it, the guy that's narrating it, he actually talks to you like he would in a children's book sometimes, and he breaks off and he almost kind of like breaks the fourth wall sometimes. And so I mean, as a kid's book, it was great, but
I think it's good.
I thought that the movies were fine. They added that whole like little romance between the one dwarf and that one elf. Like that wasn't in the thing. They threw Legolas in there because they wanted to try and have pieces that connected it to Lord of the Rings, which would have made sense because he still would have been alive. Elves don't die.
I still think it was good. I think it was good overall.
Cool. I thought that the white orc that they added was cool. I thought that was kind of neat, and
it made me appreciate Gollum more.
I agree.
I mean, I think I think it added more appreciation value to even like the Lord of the Rings trilogy because, like I said, I mean, they did it the same way Star Wars was. It was you had your 4, 5, and 6 before you got your 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I still think that the Lord of the Rings trilogy is better than the Hobbit trilogy, but I like the Hobbit trilogy a lot.
I
Like,
think the first
I can watch any of them.
Yeah, I agree.
The first part of the Hobbit trilogy is much more, I think, exciting than the first part of Lord of the Rings. Like, there's more stuff happening in it.
I just feel like it jumps around really quick in Fellowship, where it's just like
I would have liked it to
Hobbit Town.
I mean, if you're gonna make a Hobbit movie or whatever, I would have liked to have felt that same kind of almost like kids book feel when you're reading it. But I get why they did it the way they did, and honestly,
And everybody got a half chub when they started singing "Far Over the Misty Mountain."
that's so cool. That's such a cool song. Like when I hear that song, I want to immediately start rolling D20s. Like it's time.
For sure, for sure.
Like there's very few movies or things that I watch or listen to, but if I start watching Fellowship, I'm gonna go get my DM guide and my player's handbook and like I wonder what kind of adventure I can write today because it just inspires me to want to play Dungeons and Dragons a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're not wrong.
Speaking of our campaign, for anybody that was watching this week, some dragons showed up.
Yeah. And a baby dragon too.
I think we're fucked, but
I'm hiding in the snow right now.
You're hiding in the snow like John J. Rambo.
Yeah, I was John J. Rambo the whole campaign. I mean, I was taking out left and right. Like it was good it was a good day of hunting for me.
Man, me and you, we were slaughtering things like all those little goblins. I mean, I don't know how many goblins we killed, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that was
excited.
it.
That was it for the show.
For sure. Episode 66 in the book.
66.
Those two nerds are out again. I'm Veer Coach.
I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games.
And we are out again. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And
questions and comments and sharing and all of that. Thanks to everybody. We appreciate you. We love you all.
Set goals and get it done. Get a notebook.
Set goals. I'm going to go get a notebook right now. I'm going to go buy one.
I'm telling you, man, this thing right here. This thing is
that a composition notebook?
I even got a nice little gel pen here. I'll show you.
What kind of notebook is that? Is it just like college ruled notebook?
It has like really thick pages, so it doesn't bleed through.
Like a journal.
Yeah. It's by Green Room.
By Green Room.
So it says
I gotta go get a book.
Their notebooks are made up of 70% recycled fiber and printed with non-toxic soil-based ink.
I like that. I like recycled stuff.
So it's called the Green Room. And it's the notebook.
Nice.
So, and I even got a nice little gel pen for it because I love gel pens. They write so smooth.
I'm not a fan. I like zebra pens.
All right. Well, thank you guys all so much. Seriously, it's a pleasure always talking with you guys. And we'll see you guys next week. And hopefully give you guys an update on my streaming life. / life
mine,
in general.
And mine as well, because I've been MIA.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys all so much. Have a good one.
Have a good one.